I've discovered the MaVi Visiting Research Student Program in Dima's and Mike's social media accounts. And I followed the works done by this research group from the beginning of my PhD. And I've also attended their workshops for the last 2 years.
I heard about this program from my CDT manager, and then he recommended me that I apply for it. So I applied for it. Then I heard back from Peter, who was my supervisor at University of Bristol while I was there. And then we discussed about our common research interests, looking for a common ground that we can both research on.
I chose to spend my 6-month visit in Bristol as the MaVi Group has a great track record of publications in video understanding, which is a topic of interest for me. Additionally, I've been advised by another PhD student from Turin who had previously visited Bristol and suggested the research group as a great supportive environment. My primary expectations for this program were to gain a new perspective on research and to interact with international students, broadening my horizons. Bristol has indeed provided me with valuable insights in these aspects.
My expectations from the program mainly consisted in having the chance to work closely with fellow researchers and supervisors whose research focus matches mine, more closely than in any other option I was serving for my visiting research period. My first impressions were very positive since I was immediately welcomed into a very friendly and accessible but also structured and organized working environment, which facilitated a quick start of my research project and a very pleasant relationship with the other members of the lab.
And from the very first day, I felt so comfortable. The team is amazing. Yeah, they were super friendly and helpful, sharing insights, encouraging each other.
I ended up really doing at Bristol was in explainable AI, specifically in healthcare and actually in some in environmental science, and that's what we're kind of continuing on now that I'm back in Australia. So we ended up doing a lot of work on counterfactual explanations for intensive care units and specifically for readiness for discharge. This was built on top of already existing work at Bristol.
So my research is about NLP. Peter's research was about calibration. So we came up with the idea of, spending the summer researching something related to calibration of NLP models. So we ended up, writing a paper on it during the 3 months I was there.
In Bristol, I was working with Dima and Michael. We worked on diffusion models for image editing using information from instructional videos. And we do still continue with the collaboration.
During my time in the MaVi Group, I had the opportunity to collaborate with various universities. We worked jointly with the University of Catania, Bristol and Turin, conducting research on egocentric vision, which was a rewarding experience.
I have conducted a preliminary phase of a research project oriented to combining my background and ideas on the topic of domain adaptation and video action recognition with the skills and background of the lab members and supervisors, specifically focused on egocentric vision.
So during my time in Bristol, I worked mainly in Cathedral Square with the other sort of like postgraduate research fellow postdocs, etc. on Raoul's team. And the lab and the facilities were absolutely fantastic. They allowed for very easy continuous collaboration between multiple parties of people.
The supervisors and all the members of the team have been very friendly with me and always available to help.
With other students in the lab, we did a lot of trips outside of Bristol, even to Wales or London. It's like 1-2 hours by train or bus, so Bristol is highly recommended in this regard as well.
I'd highly recommend the MaVi program to sort of anybody. So if you find the professors, you look at the professor list and stuff like that, and they fit your area of expertise. They just are such fantastic supporters of the work you do. They really champion you. They really, I don't want to use the word push, but they guide you so effectively in the work that you're doing.
This experience definitely widened my perspective in academia and research in a highly positive way. I would definitely recommend to the others, and having this different research exposure was crucial for me. So I'm sure any student can learn from a lot in this research experience.